I write a letter when I have a crush so intense that I don't know what else to do. There are 5 total. Peter with the beautiful eyes, Kenny from camp, Lucas from homecoming, John Ambrose from Model UN, and Josh, the boy next door.
Hello friends, welcome back to Joyful Encounters. For today's video, we're going to be talking about 5 essays every 20-something-year-old must read. If you're someone who's feeling a little lost in their 20s, not knowing what they should be doing and all that, not so fun stuff, keep watching because this is for you. The first essay is Even Artichokes Have Doubts. It's by Marina Keegan. It was published in Yale Daily News. She wrote this, I believe, when she was a senior. I read this when I thought I wanted to work in finance. After reading this article, it made me realize that I actually didn't really want to work in finance. The reason why I wanted it was because everyone around me wanted it. What I wanted was to work in media instead. This essay was written in 2011, but it's so true. It talks about how when we go to college, when you apply, they ask you to write like a personal essay, and they ask you to talk about your life purpose, your dreams, what inspires you, and so on. But the greatest irony of all that is all these students who come in with such vivid and distinct dreams come out wanting to work in finance as either a consultant or IB. And this essay just talks about this phenomenon in such an eloquent way, in a way that makes you reflect and think about life. She asserts that she wants to be a writer, even though it's not the popular route. So like asking my friends in finance why they were working in finance, the answer was similar to what people were telling Marina in this essay. Eventually, I want to save the world in some way. Right now, the best way for me to do that is to gain essential skills by working in this industry for a few years. The underlying message there is how a lot of people don't go into career paths that they want to really go to in the first place because they feel like they won't be able to succeed at the thing they actually want to do, and that this essay encourages them to believe that even though they're young, they can truly create something remarkable. So if you're someone who kind of like knows what they want to do but feel not ready to do the actual thing, you should really read this essay. The second essay is The Opposite of Loneliness, which is also by Marina Keegan. This time it's not really about like career or job or passion related things, but instead it's about the transition, turning point in your social life. Prior to graduating from college, you're always surrounded by friends. You're always surrounded by people. Friends live in similar-ish neighborhoods as you. You don't have to intentionally want to make friends. There are social events. There's just this feeling of like community, friendship, and warmth that you cannot get once you step out of that school bubble. She laments about how she's gonna miss these moments, but she knows that college is not the best years of her life, that she will continue to have a good time, that she will regret and celebrate all the small and big moments as she passes by life, which is how I feel like I want to be living my life. Like I want to dread getting older and think that my 20s were my best years, but I want whatever decade I'm in to be the best decade yet. But still, even though she's like trying to be intentional and optimistic about the future, does really talk about how she knows it's not gonna be the same and that she's gonna miss those moments that made college. Now, having been a few years after college, I definitely feel it on a personal level, having moved across the world to be here. I sometimes do miss the life that I had. Not that I regret the decisions that I've made, but there's a certain nostalgia about knowing that the same moment cannot come back. Even the present that I'm in right now, the friends that I have, the things we do together, it's also not forever, and it's something I will miss as I get older. But it doesn't mean that my best years are behind me. It's just that things are gonna be different, and it's okay to feel bittersweet about it. So if you're trying to like romanticize your 20s or your college times, or just try to understand or put into words that feeling, that sense of nostalgia you might have, that is the perfect essay for you. Okay, this one is more of a recent read. It's Not Disappointing Myself by Ava. Also, I write on Substack, so please subscribe. A lot of times we forget about our own dreams, our own ambition, and we end up pursuing things we don't really care about. I wanted to have a YouTube channel for the longest time, but I only took it seriously this year because for the longest time I worried about what people would think, and this essay made me realize how much you should prioritize your own needs. No one else will do that for you. You should be chasing your own dreams. You should be prioritizing yourself. Before I started writing, I had a million excuses for why I shouldn't bother, but I felt the happiest when I was writing. When I was a little girl, I wanted so badly to be an author. When I abandoned that dream, I stifled a part of myself. Now that I'm pursuing it, I feel more alive. But this essay made me realize that you should really be taking that chance as much as you can on yourself. You can also apply this when it comes to friendships, relationships, that you should listen to yourself. You should not put yourself down, and you should ultimately really support yourself. I realized the best framework to like work on is in 5 years time, I choose to do / not do the thing. How will I feel? So I really like this. Every time you're given a choice between disappointing someone else and disappointing yourself, your duty is to disappoint that someone else. Your job throughout your life is to disappoint as many people as it takes to avoid disappointing yourself. This essay is perfect for people who need a little push when it comes to chasing their dreams or developing perseverance to chase their dreams. The next one is Your Career is Just 1/8 of Your Life by Derek Thompson. I think this essay is perfect for people who's trying to figure out of what kind of role they want their career to have, whether they're okay with having a career that they don't feel strongly about. So there are two extremes that I hear a lot. One is like, you should really be like sacrificing your life for your career. Career is like really important, blah blah blah. There's another side, you should just live for your weekends, your career, you know, a job is just a job. I've never been able to identify with both parties because I care about my career. Yes, I want to have a really long, fulfilling, meaningful career, but I also feel like my career is not everything. I don't want to optimize my life just for my job. I want to enjoy my youth. Like, family is really important to me. How do I draw the line, right? So I really like this essay because it's a very nuanced take. You shouldn't take it too seriously where you sacrifice all your well-being, but your career is about 80,000 hours of your entire life, so it's something that is significant. Your career cannot mean anything to you. You can also choose to not have a career, but you need to be consciously deciding instead of just dismissing it. Do the job you want to do, don't do the job you want to tell people you do. What I liked about the message in this essay is like, you don't have to be ambitious about your career. It's a choice. I just really like the amount of thoughtfulness that comes with this essay. The fifth essay is The Crossroad Between Must and Should. I just realized when I'm like filming this video that so many of my questions are career related, and I think it's because I do value personally having a career that means a lot to me. So it talks about like our idea of a job and how a job, our calling, and our career are three different things. Utmost fulfillment is when we can have our job, our career, and our calling be aligned. Should is basically doing things because we feel like we're obligated to, versus must is that strong desire that really comes from our core. Must is what happens when we stop conforming to other people's ideals and start connecting to our own. Because when we choose must, we are no longer looking for inspiration. Instead, we are listening to our calling from within, from some luminous, mysterious place. This is really good for people who are struggling to establish or define their dreams. And for me, what it made me realize was how a lot of the things I was initially pursuing in life, I felt like it was something I should be doing because everyone was doing it. And obviously I'm not in a perfect place. I'm still trying to figure out where and what I want to do with my life. I would say I feel a lot happier than when I first started my career. And this essay also talks about how when you choose must, when you listen to yourself, you create really fulfilling work. And when you do things that you feel like you must do, you're able to do work that creates profound significance. It's a whole long essay with a lot of cute illustrations, but what I really liked was the idea that we should live from within. When I was feeling very lost, a lot of people were like, oh, you should just do this, you shouldn't be doing this, blah 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 blah. I somehow felt then, because I was younger, that people knew better than me. People who were older knew more than me, and I should just follow what other people are doing, follow what most people are doing. That led me into a place where I felt miserable, where I felt really disconnected with what I was doing, and therefore I couldn't be passionate about it and I couldn't do my best. The concept of listening to within is a really profound one. It's really hard to like implement directly, but it's a really important one. I think the overarching theme I realized as I'm making these videos is what these essays did to me was it made me believe in myself more, to listen to myself, to listen to the voice inside of me, and it's not easy to figure out what that voice is. Obviously it takes time, because before I read these essays, talking to people's LinkedIn, looking at other people's paths, comparing myself to them, thinking I should be like that, but now I realize that life is not linear, career is not linear. These essays made me believe in myself more. So I hope you read these essays. I feel like I didn't paraphrase them really well, but I did my best. Yeah, let me know if you've read them, which one's your favorite. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, like, and I'll see you next time. Bye.